Good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. How you doing this beautiful evening? Come on in and sit down at the dinner table because we got some good food for the soul, my brothers and sisters. Go ahead and invite some more family members and friends. And keep in mind, we may have some guests that would like to sit in and get some of this good food for the soul. If this is your first time being at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself at this time. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I speak on relationships. When I talk about relationships, my brother and sister, I talk about relationship basically from a biblical point of view. And when I say biblical, my position is I strongly believe in the account of how God created everything, and especially when it comes to relationship. What do I mean by that? God had a plan and he had a purpose. What God did, he created a man from the dust of the ground and he blew into his nostril the spirit of life. God had a unique relationship with the man. God also said that it's not good for man to be alone. He caused a deep sleep to come upon this man, Adam. He got a rib out of Adam. He formed a woman, which is Eve. He had a unique relationship with Eve. Then he represented the woman to the man. And in the presence of God, when Adam looked at this woman that God gave to him, because it's clear to say that the man was not created for the woman, but the woman was created for the man. Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. That's what Adam said. He acknowledged that in front of God, God being the foundation of the relationship. So if you have another alternative way of defining a relationship, you can do whatever you choose to do. You have what is called a free will. However, if you sit at the dinner table, my position is the position from Genesis when God created the relationship between that of a man and a woman. That's my position. Okay, so you won't get confused. Um, with that said, my brothers and sisters, come on in and scoot down. Let the other brothers and sisters be able to sit down, and not only that, for the guests to come in. Okay, I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book and I'm on the tube. Those you on the tube, I may make some comments to those that are on the book. You may not see their names or comments, but they're brothers and sisters. And those you that are on the book, I may make some comments to those that are on the tube. You may not see their names and comment, but I call it their names and comment, okay? And I want all you brothers and sisters to feel free and comfortable to ask any questions at the dinner table, and even some of the guests ask any question. You can make some comments along the way, okay? So let's get into this good food for the soul tonight at the dinner table. And when we look at the menu, when we look at the top of the menu, we see what we're going to feast on. Most men don't know how to get a good woman. That's what we're going to discuss this evening. Most men don't know how to get a good woman. And you don't believe me? Just stay tuned. And my brother and sister, you can agree, you could disagree, but I'm about to give you something that you may not have considered. Okay. Now, when men get together, they can have some strong discussions on things like politics, sports, money, to name a few. But one topic that a lot of men really, really love to talk about is women. That's right. A full heterosexual male. Out of all the conversations, most males love to talk about women. If you don't believe me, go to your local barbershop, go to a sporting event, go to a gymnasium, go where a whole lot of men hang out at. And I guarantee you, you're gonna hear men start talking about women. That's a guarantee. Most men gonna talk about women. Now there are a variety of thoughts, my brother and sister, on how to get a woman. But the real question is how to get a good woman. That's the question. How to get a good woman. If some of you sisters could turn into a fly and you can go and hang out where men's hang out, and you could be a fly on the wall. You will get a good earful of things that men say about the female gender, okay? And kind of why, brother, if you were the fly on the wall, if you could go to a beauty salon or something like that, you will get a earful on what women be talking about when it comes to men. But we're not talking about women getting a good man. We're talking about how men don't know how to get a good woman. Okay, and most of how to get a good woman is wrong advice, what men do. Most of the time, men they listen to relationship coaches normally on the tube. They listen to their guy friends. They listen to different men. They even go to lectures where men talk about how to get good women. But majority of the time, and the information that is put out there is not correct. It's not correct. Now, men, you brothers, now I'm calling you brothers, okay? You brother, you need to be aware of this. Well, I keep doing it, my nose itching for some reason. But you brothers, I'm going to name 7 things that you need to stop doing immediately when it comes to listening to other men, when it comes to how to get a good woman, because most men don't know how to get a good woman. Most men, they don't know how. Let me tell you why most men don't know how. Because one thing, no man created a woman. No man created a woman. God created a woman. So who had the blueprint on a woman? The Creator. God knows more about a woman because he created a woman. So why would you, brothers, listen to a man mostly from the world standpoint talk to you about how to get a woman? Now, there are 7 points I'm going to make, my brother. A lot of you brothers, you've been getting bad advice from other men. Most of you guys, y'all listen to worldly men. Like a lot of them be on the YouTube, and you hear your boys talk at the barbershop and all that kind of stuff. Even some of your close relatives when women don't be around. As of tonight, listen to what I'm saying. Majority of the information that you get from other men is incorrect. Number 1, stop listening to men that call themselves high value men. Stop listening to men that call themselves high value men. Men that call themselves high value men, they are egotistic, they're narcissists, and they think you get money based on your resources. They come talking to you. You have to have a certain income, and they classify themselves as high value men. These type of men, they take the foolish approach because they look at women like you get a woman based on what you possess. And you see, Jesus debunked that because Jesus made a statement. Jesus said, basically, and I'm paraphrasing this, basically, a man, the equivalent of a man is not about what he owns. You understand? That's what Jesus basically said. What a man owns is not the man, basically. It's not. So what a man owns, that is nothing to impress a woman. Now, what a man owns may impress a worldly woman. How you doing, Sister Cynthia Palm? Welcome to the dinner table. Now, it may impress a worldly woman or a real needy woman, and those mostly worldly women, because they function on the world level. Number 2, stop listening to men that tell you to just go work out in the gym. Now, it's nothing wrong with working your body out, but the high value man, they telling you about you got to make the money and you got to do all this, the money man. Then there's some will tell you need to go work out in the gym. Now, there are some women that are impressed with a man that got six packs and stuff like that. There are some. But for a man to tell you need to go to the gym and work out, that's not how you get a good woman. You can get a woman, but we talk about a good woman. Number 3, stop listening to these men that tell you need to dress a certain way and wear a certain type of fragrance or cologne. You need to stop listening to them. Everything that I have just named so far, these are external things. That's why you listen to the worldly men. Number 4, stop listening to men that tell you you need to be a part of a certain clique of men to attract a woman. This again is an external thing. You don't need to be listening to these guys. Number 5, stop listening to men that try to teach you and show you how to run games on women. These are men are very immature. They're trying to teach you guys how to run games on women. What they're trying to do is teach you how to manipulate women. These kind of guys, they won't want you to manipulate their mothers. They would not want you to manipulate their sisters. They would not want you to manipulate their daughter, but yet they teaching you the gospel or how to manipulate women. Don't listen to these guys. Another thing, number 6, stop listening to men that tell you that you need to get a woman that's submissive. Most of the men that tell you need to get a woman that is submissive, they're not even married. How can a single man be in a relationship with a woman and demand that the woman be submissive? Submissive go the right way. If you do it from God's point of view, the man needs to be married to the woman. And the man needs to be submissive to God. But a lot of these worldly men, they are big on getting a woman to be submissive to you, but they are not married to the woman. Majority of them are not married, but they want a woman to submit like they're kings or something. They're not kings, okay? And number 7, stop listening to men that act like they know everything about women. There's not one man, even me, there's not one man that knows everything about a woman. So if you brothers listen to a man that act like he knows everything about a woman, and he may even come out of his mouth and act like he knows everything about a woman, these guys don't know nothing. They don't know squat. You see, the only person that knows the ins and out of a woman is just one, and that's God. So if God is the one that knows everything about a woman, who should we go to? If you want to have wisdom, knowledge, understanding, discernment when it comes to anything, but we'll talk about women and we'll talk about how to get a good woman, there's nobody else to go to but God. God is the only one that knows the makeup of a woman. And in order for a man to get a good woman, he has to be prepared for that good woman. You see, that particular man, he has to have a relationship with God, number 1. This is how a man gets a good woman. Number 1, he must have a relationship with God through his son, Jesus. This is the number 1 thing. Number 2, that man, once he established a relationship with God, the Father, through his son, Jesus, that man will be guided, shown, and moved to how to know himself. You see, a man must learn to love God first. Then he must learn some things about himself. He must learn who he is. He must learn why he's here. And he must learn where he's going. Next, that man needs to be put in a situation where he has to cultivate God's purpose in his life. He needs to be somewhere where God used him to cultivate the purpose and the gift that God gave to him. Next, that man must have somewhere to stay. That man must be able to provide. That man must be able to protect. That man must be able to lead. That man must be able to learn how to understand a woman. You see, in order to understand a woman, that's where God is coming in. God will have to teach the man because men are mostly analytical. So therefore, to understand a woman, women are emotional. So the Lord has to teach the man from an emotional standpoint how to be able to relate to a woman. Because men and women think differently. There are different genders that think they still got a soul. A man got a mind, a woman got a mind. A woman got emotion, a man got emotion. A woman has a will, a man has a will, but they operate on different frequencies. And in order for a man to know how to get a good woman, God has to prepare the man first to be able to be ready for a good woman. God does not bring a good woman into a man's life unless God has prepared the man. The man did not prepare himself. God had to prepare the man. You understand? God had to prepare the man to be able to receive the woman when God brings the woman to the man. So what am I telling you? When I told you earlier, my brothers, I told you 7 men not to listen to. Number one, I said, don't listen to the old men that call themselves high-value men because they think that your wealth and your possession supposed to pull women. If you want your wealth and everything to pull women, you using yourself because you don't supposed to lead with your pocket. And another man I told you all not to listen to is the men that tell you just go to the gym and work out. Try to be like the Incredible Hulk. Try to get all the kind of muscle. Yeah, some women like muscle, some don't. But it's good to work out for health reasons, but that's not it. Again, number 3, don't listen to a lot of men that just tell you you have to dress a certain way and you have to wear a certain type of cologne or fragrance. And stop listening to these guys that tell you you need to be a part of a certain type of clique or organization for women to recognize you. Like you need power and prestige and all that kind of stuff. No. And stop listening to these guys that teach you how to run games on women. They be teaching you how to manipulate women, how to set them up, to use them. Another thing, stop listening to these guys that always talk about a woman supposed to be submissive. The only time a woman supposed to be submissive to a man is her husband. So if the man is not a husband, stop listening to these guys that tell you the woman got to be submissive. No woman ain't got to do nothing because if a woman is not married to a man, she don't owe the man anything unless she's his wife. You understand? And likewise, brother, you don't owe a woman nothing unless you her husband. The only thing you owe to one another at the beginning stage is to try to learn one another. That's all. And then the other part, stop listening to men that act like they know everything about women. They don't. Only God knows about women because he's the creator. So in order to understand the blueprint and design of a woman, you have to go to the source. Who's the architect? God is. So if you need to understand a woman, primarily your woman, you have to go to God. God is the only way. And when God prepares the man, that's the key thing. God has to prepare a man to be able to receive a good woman because God is not going to bring a woman to a man that is half-stepping. That man has to be established on solid ground by God. You understand? God has to lay the foundation, and that man got to stand on the foundation. The man is not standing on shifting sand. The man is standing on a solid rock, which is God's son, Jesus. So when a man is prepared by God to receive a good woman, God, the one who brings the woman to the man, it never fails. Men don't go running after women. Before it comes to taking a woman out to dinner or anything like that, before it get to all that kind of stuff, that's secondary stuff. God have to handpick the woman for the man. So, brother, you got to understand this. You don't know what woman you need for your life. You don't know. Only God knows the right woman that fit for your life and the purpose that he put in your heart and for your gift. Only God knows this woman. So you have to pray to God to bring the right woman to you. And while God is preparing you and he got this woman, she's already there, brother. I'm going to tell you this. The woman that God got prepared for you, she already exists. You just don't know who she is. That's why in faith, while you following after the Lord and you're pleasing the Lord Jesus by his will and utilizing your gift and the purpose that the Lord gave to you because you have discovered who you are while you're here and where you're going, that's when the Lord, once he prepare you, he will bring the right woman to you. Now, when God bring the right woman to you, let me tell you about this. She's coming with flaws because she's not perfect. She's coming because she don't understand completely you, because she's going to have to ask God to help her to understand you. Because when she comes, she don't think like you. You understand that, brother? She will not be able to think like you. You don't know how to think like her. You don't know how to think like her. It's going to be an adjustment. She come from a different set of. She come from a different side of town. You come from a different side of town. What I mean by that, different lifestyle, different background. So when God brings a woman to you, brother, you're going to be different. God is not going to bring a woman to you that's exactly like you. He's not going to do that. God going to bring a woman to you that's different, but her differences is going to be your strength. Because where you are strong, brother, you have weaknesses. And when God bring the right woman to you, she got some strengths that's going to offset your weaknesses. And she got some weaknesses, but your strength is going to offset some of her weaknesses. So therefore, you are one. So most men don't know how to get a good woman. The only men that know how to get a good woman are those that pray to God to bring the woman to him. These men have wisdom. You don't want to go to the barber shop. You don't want to go to sporting events. You don't want to go to gyms and all that kind of stuff. Listen to all that crap these guys talk about. And they talk about how to get women the worldly way. No, it's a spiritual thing. You need to depend on God to bring you the right woman. And the right woman will be a good woman. And the type of woman that God is going to bring to you is that Proverbs 31 woman that King Solomon wrote about in God's word. And if you go to God's word and you open up Proverbs 31 and you have to pray to the Lord to teach you and show you what that means about a Proverbs 31 woman. That's the type of woman God going to bring to you. He's not going to bring a woman to you that like to hang out in the streets. He's not going to bring a woman to you that like to twerk a lot. He's not going to bring a woman to you that don't know how to talk correctly. She have to use that sailor talk. He's going to bring the right type of, he's going to bring a modest woman to you. He's not going to bring a woman to you that needs the approval of other men. He's going to bring a woman to you that's going to be loyal to you. He's going to bring a woman to you that wants to follow your lead, even though she may not understand it, but she's going to be your biggest cheerleader. He's going to bring a woman to you, and this is a key thing, brother, that's going to bring you peace. Only God bring a woman to you that comes with peace. And it's so scary, brother. If you ain't never had peace with a woman, it's something to behold. It is something to behold when God bring a peaceful woman into your life. And I'm experiencing that. When God bring the right woman in, you ain't got to do a whole bunch of debating. You don't. You don't have to do a whole bunch of debating. You rarely have disagreement. You're going to have some disagreement because she think different from you, but most of the time, y'all going to be on the same page. Because she understands that two are better than one. When you look at the book of Ecclesiastes, it got a section that two are better than one. So the woman that God brings to you, brother, she is going to be a part of the team. She come in with the team concept. She wants to win the championship of life with you. And when she comes to you, brother, she's not coming to be a liability to you. She's not like a whole bunch of worldly women that looking to extract your resources from you. When she comes to you, she's coming to help you to carry out the purpose that God put in your life. When she comes to you, when she comes with her hand open, it's a helping hand, not a extracting hand. Where she holding her hand out, she always trying to pull something from you. She's not like that, brother. She's coming in to help you. Because when you look at a Proverbs 31 woman, this type of woman, she really stands out. Not only will you know it, your family would know it, everyone that you're associated with will know it. You, brother, you will not hide this woman from anybody. You will let everyone know that she is the one. You don't mind if people know that she's the one. Although other women that you could have been dealing with in the past, brother, when God bring the right woman to you, you're going to look back in your past, you're going to say, I've been wasting my time. That's what you're going to be saying. I've been wasting my time. Because you know why you've been wasting time? Because if you notice, you were having some conflict with a lot of women from your past. But when God bring the right woman in, you're not going to have a whole bunch of conflict. You may have some storms, but you're not going to have constant debates and all that kind of stuff. She's going to be a very loving and caring woman because she's a Proverbs 31 woman. And only God knows what a good woman is, because a good woman, she is hid in plain sight. Worldly men see her, but they don't see her. Only a spiritual man will see her. When God bring the right woman to you, that's what he does. And so let me tell you that, brother, you don't have to pursue a woman. You don't have to chase women. You don't have to pursue. You don't have to chase. Because when God prepare you, he's already got that woman prepared. And God going to bring her to you. Now, some people want to get small and say, oh, what God's supposed to do? Bring it to your door and ring the doorbell? I don't know how God going to do it. But through life circumstance, God going to orchestrate for you to meet this woman. And let me tell you this, brother, when you meet this woman, you're going to know within a short period of time that she's the one. God's spirit in you, his discernment going to let you know he's the one. You know, those women that you really thought you want to be in a relationship with in the past, brother. You know those women that you was calling and you were trying to persuade them to do something, and you were trying to wonder why, what they don't see in you. They weren't supposed to see you, brother. They weren't supposed to see how great you are. You, brother, are a son of God. And God was helping you by not letting those women mess up your time. Those women from your past, they were not supposed to be a part of your past. That's why God brought the right woman into your life. So Most men don't know how to get a good woman. Worldly men don't. Only God knows how to get a good woman. And I hope that you brothers learned something from this at the dinner table tonight. Only God knows how to bring a good woman to you. And guess what? That good woman, she won't be. Good women, they don't even go looking for men. That's the thing too. Good women don't go looking for men. Good women, they just focus on pleasing the Lord because they have so much faith and confidence in the Lord by living their life and trying to please the Lord. They know that in God's time, he's going to present the man to him. That's why a lot of godly women, they understand what patience is, because when patience comes, you're going to experience this woman got a lot of patience because she's going to have a lot of patience with you, because you are not perfect, brother, like I'm not perfect. So when God brings the right woman to your life, she's going to have a high tolerance level for your shortcomings. She is. Because you're going to fall in your face sometimes, just like she's going to fall in her face sometimes. You understand? So, again, let me tell you the men that you are not to listen to before we leave the dinner table. Don't listen to the men that call themselves high-value men. That they're all about me, myself, and I, and they got the world goods. And they act like they upped it up, and they had a nose so high, and they think a woman's supposed to impress them because of their position in life, their money, and resources. You don't want to listen to those guys. They're full of crap. Again, the men you don't want to listen to, men that tell you just need to work out. You need to get some muscles and stuff. You don't need to listen to those guys. It's good to have a workout for health reasons, but don't listen to these guys. They don't know what they're talking about. Don't listen to those guys that tell you got to dress. You have to have a certain swag and move a certain way. Don't listen to them. Wear a certain type of cologne. Don't listen to them. All colognes don't go with your body type. You got to understand that. Number 4 now. Don't listen to these men that say you need to be associated with these type of guys. You know, although the old guy, you need to be in a certain clique. You need to identify. No. Wise men walk alone. They have friends and stuff about wise men. They will walk alone. Don't run games on women. Don't listen to the guy that try to teach you how to manipulate women. Don't listen to the guy that tell you about women need to submit to you. And most of the guy that tell you women need to submit, they're not even married. So they got it all screwed up. The only time a woman submit to a man is her husband, not a boyfriend, nothing there, but her husband. But worldly men, they will try to get you to submit to them. And the final thing, stop listening to these guys that act like they know everything about a woman. They would tell you everything that you need to know. They would even tell you, like a lot of these relationship coaches, they would say, book a session with me, and I would tell you what you need to do in order to get a woman. That's a bunch of crap. Keep your money in your pocket. Don't listen to these guys. All they want to do is get your money. They're going to give you bad advice. They don't know nothing about a woman. They don't know anything about a woman. You see, what they don't understand is when it comes to a woman, they don't understand that you have to love a woman's spirit first, the spirit inside the woman. They don't teach you how to love a woman after her spirit, her soul, and then after her soul, her body, and everything. But that comes with being in a serious, committed, covenant relationship. Now, they want to teach you how to get to her outside. That's her body. That's how worldly men operate. So don't listen to that crap. I done save a lot of you guys some money. Go to God. God have the blueprint. God have the answers. Amen. If there's any question or comments you brothers want to make tonight, or your sister, go ahead and put wait. And once you put wait, I'll wait to see what your response is or your comment. And after that, hey, we'll both know. If you don't have no question or comment, I would like to thank you, brother and sister, for being a part of this dinner table tonight. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. And I hope that you all have a good night. Peace out.